Leo stared at the perpetually green-built pipeline, a monument to their team's quiet desperation. For years, the mantra at Quantum Leap Solutions had been deliver fast, test, eventually. Automated tests were written, yes, but they were comfort tests, designed to pass, to soothe management, to tick a box. They tested the trivial, the obvious, the things that couldn't possibly break. Refactoring, the painful process of untangling years of spaghetti code, was deemed too expensive, a luxury for companies with less aggressive quarterly targets. Leo, once a passionate advocate for quality, had long since surrendered to the rhythm of superficial validation. His colleague, a perpetually caffeinated developer named Dave, once quipped, "Our tests don't catch bugs. They just confirm our optimism." And so, the cycle continued, a beautiful lie perpetuated by passing tests. The announcement came with all the fanfare of a tech world messiah. Mr. Henderson, their head of engineering, beamed during the all-hands meeting. "Team, I present the Oracle, our revolutionary GenAI testing suite." The Oracle, a sleek, self-learning algorithm, promised to analyze the codebase, understand its intent, and generate 100% comprehensive, self-healing, adaptive test coverage in minutes. No more manual test writing, no more debates about edge cases. Just pure, unadulterated, AI-driven quality. The room erupted in applause. Leo felt a flicker of hope, quickly overshadowed by a familiar cynicism. Could this truly be the end of their comfort test purgatory, or just a more sophisticated way to write for peace of mind? The initial weeks with Oracle were nothing short of miraculous. Test suites ballooned, lines of code under test coverage soared to an unprecedented 99.8%. The green pipeline was now a vibrant emerald river, flowing smoothly, endlessly. Bug reports from QA plummeted. Management was ecstatic, praising the team's unprecedented efficiency gains. Leo found himself with actual time to work on new features, a luxury he hadn't known in years. Elara, a sharp new QA engineer who had joined just before Oracle's rollout, was the only one with a furrowed brow. "The tests are beautiful," she remarked to Leo one afternoon, "perfectly structured, syntactically flawless. But, do they actually test anything meaningful, or just what the code thinks it's doing?" Leo, basking in the glow of effortless success, merely shrugged. "A green pass is a green pass, Elara. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth." The first sign of trouble was subtle. A small, almost comical UI bug that caused product images to occasionally display upside down for a fraction of a second. It was quickly patched, but what puzzled Leo was that Oracle's extensive test suite had passed without a hitch. Every single test had declared the image rendering perfectly. Then came a more significant issue. A payment gateway sporadically failed for users with specific, non-standard characters in their addresses. Again, Oracle's tests, numbering in the thousands, all returned green. "How can this be?" Leo muttered, poring over the generated test reports. They were comprehensive, yes, but somehow they danced around the actual point of failure. Elara, who had been quietly observing, simply pointed to a line in Oracle's generated test. Asserts that standard address formats processed correctly. The bug was in the non-standard case. Elara's theory, initially dismissed as new hire skepticism, began to gain weight. Oracle, in its infinite learning capacity, wasn't just writing tests. It was reflecting the codebase's inherent assumptions and blind spots. It had learned from the existing code, including its unspoken limitations and the developer's unspoken biases. If the original code never considered an edge case, neither did Oracle's tests. It was an echo chamber of correctness, beautifully validating the very flaws it was supposed to expose. "It's testing what won't go wrong, Leo," Elara explained during a late-night debugging session. "Not what could go wrong. It's the ultimate comfort test generator. It makes the illusion prettier, but it's still an illusion." The humor of the situation was dark, a sardonic laugh at their own hubris. The inevitable arrived with a catastrophic thud. A seemingly minor update to a core service, deployed with Oracle's 100% validated blessing, triggered a cascading failure across multiple critical systems. Customer data became temporarily inaccessible, orders vanished, and the entire platform ground to a halt. The cause? A complex interaction between an old, poorly documented module and a new update. An interaction that Oracle, having learned from the existing codebase, had deemed impossible or irrelevant to test. While engineers scrambled to roll back the changes, the Oracle dashboard displayed a pristine, unwavering sea of green. The irony was brutal. The beautiful facade had not just cracked. It had shattered, revealing the precarious architecture beneath. In the aftermath, a somber and surprisingly honest team meeting convened. Leo, with Elara's detailed analysis, presented their findings. "Oracle didn't fail us," Leo stated, the weight of his own past complacency heavy in his voice. We failed ourselves by asking it to perpetuate our bad habits.
It made our comfort tests beautiful, but it couldn't give us true quality because we never asked it to. We just wanted the green light without doing the hard work.
Mr. Henderson, chastened, admitted his own oversight. The team engaged in a deep, uncomfortable dialogue about the true meaning of testing, the value of human critical thinking, and the cost of avoiding refactoring. The humor now was in the shared, absurd realization of their collective folly.
The path forward was painstaking. Oracle was retasked, reduced from an autonomous guardian to a powerful, if somewhat misunderstood, assistant.
It could generate boilerplate, identify patterns, and even suggest test structures, but the critical thinking, the identification of true risks and edge cases, was returned to the human engineers.
They began the arduous process of refactoring decades of legacy code, starting with the most brittle and critical sections. Each new feature was now accompanied by a handful of carefully considered, truly meaningful tests, crafted by human hands and minds.
The green pipeline was less voluminous, but each pass now carried the weight of genuine confidence, not just a comforting illusion. Months passed. The system, once prone to intermittent failures, achieved a new level of stability. Deployments became less terrifying, and the team, though working harder, felt a quiet satisfaction. The illusion of effortless quality was gone, replaced by the hard-won reality of well-engineered, thoroughly tested software. The Oracle, now integrated as a sophisticated tool, hummed quietly in the background, assisting, but never dictating.
The team launched their flagship product update to a flawless reception, the system performing exactly as intended. The work was done.